And welcome to my channel. Today we are back on Forza Horizon 4. Today we have got 2 seasonal rewards and 1 Forzathon shop reward this week. So first of all, you've got the seasonal playground games, which is bring a BMW Isetta and see if you can win the legendary 2014 Volkswagen GRC Beetle. So complete that playground games, you win the GRC Beetle, which is, I think, is either a wheel spin car or a seasonal event car exclusive. I wouldn't say they're wheel spin only because they were very popular. They still are very popular. I'm not sure whether they're just regular occurrences in the wheel spin only vehicles, but I see a lot of them on the auction house, or it was when I was trying to get mine anyway. There was quite a lot of them, and you can get them. When I bought mine for about 120,000 credits, so it's not too bad. If they're not, if the market hasn't changed since then obviously it's not too bad. But if it has changed and they're very rare, I would do that. If you've got online as well, if you've got online, you can obviously do that to win the car. Then the other car is the 1994 Honda Prelude SI, which is definitely a car we've been wanting in this game for a very, very long time. So yeah, what you had to do for that was complete 2 races within a championship, which was the Spring Community Championship. That was not bad at all. It was in modern sports cars, I think it was. That was quite a good one. There's one where the first race is definitely a very corner-based track, so I would recommend using something with good handling, like a Porsche. But I used the TVR Griffith. That was a really good car. But the second race is corner. It's got lots of corners in it, but it's a very straight track. So I would go for cars that got lots of acceleration and a high top speed. So I used the Cayman GTS, the one I used for that. But obviously you can use whatever cars you've got, and whichever one would be best. But I recommend using the TVR Griffith or the Porsches. I did try the Eagle Speedster just because I love that car, but it wasn't very good, unfortunately. So that wasn't a good car to use. So they're the 2 seasonal events. We'll check out the Honda in a second, as that's the new car to the game. We go over to the Forzathon. We've got the Forzathon for this week, and then we've got the Forzathon shop reward, which is another one of these rehashed Hoonigan cars, which, if you've seen the videos of mine, I do not like these cars, but obviously, if you don't have one, you want one, there it is. 750 Forzathon points, so that's quite expensive, but I think that's about the same as they generally are when these seasonal cars are recycled. So yeah, there's your Forzathon shop reward. It's good. We've got actually 4 cars to unlock this week. It's quite good. Only had 3, I think, last week. So yeah, let's go and check out this Prelude. We go to here, then goes Honda, which is down here. Wait for the garage to finally load up, and we are here. There's the Prelude. I wonder if we get the other Prelude. I think it was like the 2001, 2002 model. I don't know. I can't remember the age of it, but it's definitely a more squarer look one. I like that one as well. So let's just take a look around this thing. I can imagine what it's going to sound like. It's going to sound like any VTEC that's in this game, or the normal Honda VTECs anyway, which is that horrible eBay exhaust sound, which it has in this game. But we'll talk about that in a moment. So there's your VTEC engine. It's unusual. It's not painted red. I don't know whether that is obviously a bit more of a modern thing, but the S2000s had a red head cover. But this one doesn't, just has a boring black one, which is quite unusual. Quite a lot of exposed cables and connectors over there. You can see at the on the top left, lots of cables, lots of them there. Yeah, it's quite. The distributor as well down there is on the left side of the engine, which is unusual. Normally they face upwards, but they face to the side, which is, I don't know what difference that makes to the efficiency of the distributor, but there we go. Let's just take a look at the boot since it's open up here. Not a bad size boot, I would have said. Now let's jump into the driver's seat, the business side of the car. I've never driven one of these in first person in a game, so it's quite new to see for me. Let's close it all up to have a look around. Wow, it's quite a nice interior. It's definitely quite modern looking for the age. It's good. It's quite unusual as well. It's a more grey colour. I was expecting to be a solid black colour, but I think that's their new idea these days in Forza. It's having more grey interior than black, which is nice. It just sort of jazzes up the interior slightly. Whether that's original or not, I'm not quite sure. There's a very, very short gear throw as well, which is nice. It's a very, very chubby gear stick as well. All very driver focused. Yeah, it's definitely got a nice dashboard. It's got an unusual shaped dials as well. They're not quite, well, they're very squashed as compared to normal dials. So there is the Forza Vista, that's the one. So let's just check out the paints and the customization. We'll do the paints first of all. So reds, we've got this very famous green. When I played Gran Turismo 4 back in the day, I always remember this car in green. Which I don't know whether to choose this colour just because of the nostalgic reasons, but I'm not so fond of green cars, so I'm not sure if I'll choose that or not. That's a nice blue. That's a nice blue. Black, yeah, I quite like black cars, so that was nice. Silver, the silvers always look odd in these games, even in Horizon 3. I tried to make a silver McLaren P1 in Horizon 3, and it just looked weird. The silvers just look really odd. That's a goldy white, and then you got a solid white, which is quite a nice colour. Just kind of removes the lines slightly, so I quite like it in either black, blue, or green. Ooh, nostalgic, nice, nice. Ooh, I'm not sure what to choose. I don't know. I don't know what to choose. Probably the blue. Probably the blue. I don't know. It's a more neutral colour, let's say. Wait for this thing to save itself. We should be receiving an update this Tuesday, by the way, if you're interested. We'll be having Turn 10 will be having a live stream in 20 minutes of me recording this video, so yeah, I'll definitely be watching that and keeping an eye out, because apparently they said we got some big updates coming for this game, so I'm really excited. I had some theories it could be Toyota, considering that the Supra is on its way to be released, but I really don't think that's going to be the case. But then again, it has been released in Gran Turismo, so maybe they might wait for a while for it to mature in Gran Turismo, and then once the interest is sort of wiped away from Gran Turismo, they might put it back into Forza. But I think they've done a special agreement with Toyota and Gran Turismo for 5 years, probably something like that. So we don't expect to see Toyota for a long, long time. Big change as well. I'm hoping, what I'm really hoping for, which is one of the top end of the list, which I'm really hoping for, is a car sound update. I'm really hoping they do that, because some of the car sounds in this game suck. Especially VTEC engines, which I suspect this is what this sounds like, but I don't know. I haven't driven it yet, so we'll find out. Right, so bumper options. Oh dear. We've got the Forza bumper there, and then we've got the spoiler there, and then we've got the removal of the spoiler there. Any body kits? No body kits. Wow. That's a big surprise, actually. A car like this not having much customization in visual terms is a big surprise. I was really expecting there to be hundreds of, well, not literally hundreds, but let's say several bumper options for this. Spoiler options, make your own drift car, make your own race car, even a body kit would have been quite cool. See, I'm not the one for customization, but I appreciate customization. I appreciate the fact it's there, it gives you the opportunity, and people who enjoy customizing. I know there's so many people that do customizing in these games, so I'm actually shocked the fact they haven't actually added any body kits or anything like that into the game. Right, so let's go and give this thing a drive then. We'll jump into third person just to so we can hear it. Okay, I'm actually quite shocked. I am actually quite shocked. You know what? That actually doesn't sound too bad. It does from the outside. It's a little bit too like raughty, let's say. But inside, sounds like Horizon 3, which is what I wanted. I wanted the Horizon 3 VTEC noises back. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm actually quite stunned. I was gonna like thrash this car, saying, "Oh my god, it's got horrible VTEC noise," but it doesn't. It is not as bad. I know it's not perfect. I know a lot of people drive in third person, and it does sound a little bit like a fart box. But overall, it's not as bad as the others. Now, if you've driven the S2000 and the Civics, they sound pretty horrible. But especially in first person, it sounds really, really good. I think that sounds quite accurate. I don't think that's too bad at all. I'm actually going to praise you there, Forza. You've actually made an effort to change the noise slightly and not just use the recycled sound they've already got in the game. I must admit, I was a tad too, let's say, impressed with the car sound of the Cadillac Escalade from last week. I was like saying, "Oh my god, this is brilliant! Like, I'm so glad they brought it back." Like, it shows to me that they're going to change the noises. But when you let go of the accelerator in the Cadillac, it sounds like that GT350 Mustang sound again, which is that repeated noise, which was quite irritating. I did get quite irritated with that after a while driving it after I stopped recording. So I kind of overpraised it slightly. I'm hoping that's not going to be the case with this, because I'm actually really happy with this. I'm so glad they've actually put some effort in to actually change the car sound here. And I've noticed I'm saying actually quite a lot. I'm quite impressed with that. Just so happy that they've actually put some effort in. Not just, "Oh, we'll use the same VTEC noise we've got already. Well, that'll be fine." I know it's out on the third person, as I mentioned earlier. It's not perfect. It's not perfect at all. It does sound a little bit too raughty. But in first person, which for me is where I drive a lot. When I did the races earlier to do the seasonal race to win this team, I was in first person. When I play this game, I'm in first person. I'm always in first person. So for me, that's fantastic that it sounds better in first, because I'm always driving in first. But I do like to hear the sound every now and again and go into third person. But the third person is a bit questionable with the car sound. Wow, that goes into cinematic camera a bit too quick. So yeah, I'm happy, but also a little bit. So I'm really happy in the fact that they've actually put some effort in, and it's a new sound, let's say, and maybe it's more reflective on Horizon 3, which is what we want. We want Horizon 3 sounds back, especially for the Maserati Gran Turismo S, the the Maserati, the old classic thing that I can't remember its name, like Pininfarina Coupe A thing. That sounds a bit sucky in this. That would be really nice to have that sound back from Horizon 3, because it sounded really good in that game. Then you got the Ferrari FXXK, the Ferrari FXX. The FXX actually wasn't in Horizon 3, but we need the same sound from the FXXK onto the FXX, because it sounds almost as similar. Then we got the LaFerrari, that needs the Horizon 3 sound back. There's quite the BMW M2 that needs the Horizon 3 sound back. Yeah, there's quite a few that need the Horizon 3 sound back, or just generally need improvement. There are some in this game that are still bad from the last game, and some have been made worse, or have been made terrible when they were really good before, which I'd never understand that. The Nissan R390, for example, that sounded epic in Horizon 3. It sounded how Gran Turismo 4 sounded, so I assumed that's how it sounded. I've never been able to find any footage of the road car driving around, so I can't exactly say how it sounds. I don't know whether it sounds like a muscly V8 or whether it sounds like a high-revving flea, effectively. In Gran Turismo 4 and Gran Turismo 5, it sounded like a flea. So, and then it sounded like that in Horizon 3, so I assume that's how it sounds, but in this game it sounds like a raughty V8, so I don't know if that's correct. The Nissan Skylines, the R33, the R32, and the R31, all three of them sound terrible. Horizon 3, the R31 and 32, and the R33 sounded really, really good. But the R34 didn't sound that good in Horizon 3. It didn't sound that good originally in this game, but then they changed it, and now it sounds like an Aston Martin with a turbo noise, which is just rubbish. So hopefully, this is why I'm really hoping that this DLC that's coming out this Tuesday, I assume it's this Tuesday or this Thursday, will be epic. It will be a big DLC full of new car sounds. Now, I love driving the R8, the Audi R8. I love driving the Porsches, the Cayman GTS and the Cayman GT4. I love driving the Morgan three-wheeler, the Bugatti Chiron or Chiron, or however you pronounce that. I call it Chiron, but that's me. I love the driving them because they sound so good. They sound so realistic. Where there's lots of others. I love the sound of the Maserati Gran Turismo S in the last game, but now it sounds terrible. I've never even driven it. Well, I say that, but I've driven it about 100 meters and I got no, that's rubbish, and then never drove it again. So yeah, hopefully this month will produce a nice, good DLC for car sounds. Hopefully we'll get a nice car pack as well, which contains all the cars that I've been wanting. One thing I will quickly mention before I stop the video. If you want Turn 10 to notice want to notice your recommendations, let's say. So if you've got any features you want to see, if you want any car sounds need changing, blah, 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 put it on the forums. If you go on the Forza Motorsport forums, it just literally put Forza Motorsport, and then it comes up with their site, and you go on there, you can go on to forums, use your Xbox sign in, and then you can access the forums, and there's a couple of ones that have got in brackets sticky. They are topics that Turn 10 have pinned themselves by, and obviously means they're looking at them. So if you stick your recommendations in there's one to do with features, and there's one to do with car sounds, I think, or car wish list. Yeah, features and car wish list, and there's two of them I can remember. Stick your wish list in there, and hopefully you may get noticed. I stuck my one on there, which is effectively the same list which I produced a couple of weeks ago. Must be about 3 weeks ago now. I did a 200 car wish list. Someone disliked that for some reason. I'm very angry at that person because I don't understand why you'd want to dislike it. I had 200 cars in there. Surely I've got to include all the cars you that you want. But obviously I didn't. But yeah, if you just put your cars on the forums, hopefully Turn 10 will look at it and we may see them. Now, I know this car's been on the forums quite a lot, which is probably why it's here. So, there we go. So, there we go. Thank you very much for watching this video today. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next video.